imagine exists. 1. I have a friend that rents a $108,000 per year apartment in the high-rise above his gym because he didn't feel like using the gym's toilet, showers and locker room. Literally uses it maybe 2 hours per week. 2. I did some work at a guy's house who had an underground parking garage installed under his library so he could have more guests over. It fit 80 cars. 80. 3. The richest person I've known owned a completely separate house purely as an address to put on official forms, so that his real home address would never be disclosed. 4. Garderobe. Basically cloud storage for clothing. They catalog and store your wardrobe and then ship it to wherever you are when you travel. They'll choose climate and event appropriate attire and even provide themed clothing as needed. 5. I used to work for a privately held company run and owned by one individual who was earning $2 to $3 million a year. He asked me if I was interested in making extra money running errands for him. One of the errands was to measure the built-in bookshelves in his massive new house, then going to Barnes & Noble to buy enough books to fill every inch of the shelves. The only prerequisite was that the books had to make him appear well-read and intelligent. He gave me a credit card and I spent 6 hours loading a U-Haul with $11,000 worth of books. After that, I spent an entire weekend arranging the books on the shelves. He called me back out a couple of weeks later to rough up the books because it was obvious they had never been read. All in all, he paid me around $5,000, plus meals while I was there, to make strangers think he read a lot. 6. In Beverly Hills, rich guy buys the home across the street worth tens of millions of US dollars, had it raised then built a private park, because the home was blocking his view. 7. I grew up with a kid whose dad bought 100 acres of farmland because he liked the look of the agriculture license plate more than the normal one in our state. He was a pretty humble kid and I always thought they were just farmers until I showed up to his house the first time and saw that his pool house was bigger than my house. That's when I learned that my friend was the heir to a Fortune 100 company. 8. A household chief of staff. Not a butler. A logistical CEO for their personal lives who manages the pilots, the yacht crew, the multiple estate managers, the nannies, the art curator, and the person who makes sure the fridge in their fourth home is stocked before they arrive. They're buying a complete insulation from the friction of reality.